Man, it's always so hard. I think I gotta dish praise to oh man, a YGG. I'm sure he's gotten this praise already for his lab, but I'm so excited that we finally have something coming out of the TE Commons that is actually benefiting the TE community at large, and it feels like a really nice evolution where we can stop focusing only on making sure we can launch the Commons and start moving towards like the actual TE public good space, which is our long-term end goal. And so it's nice to see that slowly start trickling out. So major praise to Sean. And I'll pass it to Livia.
Thanks. Yeah, I was also gonna praise Sean, but okay, I'll give you double praise, Sean, because I think it was really cool how you jumped into this initiative and called it yours. And I'm very excited to see the improvements of the lab and how many more people will join and give sessions. And it's really cool to have a hands-on something going on. So double praise. And I'll pass to Mateo.
Hey guys, especially this week I want to praise to people, especially Sam, because I know he's doing an amazing work in the development and he's doing an amazing job, even without seeing it myself, but I know he's doing it really great. And Juanca, because his leadership in the Gravity group is being really great, and I like the work he's doing. So I'll pass it to Santi.
Hello. This week I want to give a special praise to Tem for all the work she's doing coordinating all the issues in Zen Hub for every single one of us who are stewards, who sometimes get really messy with all the information that's there, and it's kind of hard to follow up, and she's kindly helping all of us to do so. And I'll pass it to Jake.
Oh, hi. Sorry. I kind of ran over here. Hi guys. How's everybody doing? Hi. Sorry. I was just at the gym, so I'm kind of like, hi. Yeah. I'm a little lost right now. What exactly call is this?
Yeah, so at this moment, you just get to dish praise to someone, anyone in general, ideally in the space, but
okay, I'm gonna dish praise to Jessica. She's been a big help, and I want to say thank you for giving me lots of pointers and tips. And I also just figured out how to use the praise bot, so I hope to be using that more. And okay, who hasn't gone?
Let's
Anybody?
pass it to Sean.
Sean.
YGG.
Or no, Tamara. Has Tamara gone? I'm going to pass to Tamara. Hi.
I also haven't gone, but I'll go after Sean.
Okay.
Sure. I'll jump in. Thanks, Jake. Good for you for getting up and going to the gym. That's awesome. So, and also bringing the energy. And so I want to praise 3 people today. I'm going to praise Santi for doing incredible technical work behind the scenes on a lot of different fronts. He's been leading the Sourcecred initiative. He gave a really impressive presentation in the Ocean Protocol study group last week. So he's doing like really high quality technical work on a few different fronts. So really impressive. And then I also want to shout out to Jake and Tonga for stirring up a lot of activity on the forums. I've been seeing that, and that's super nice when I open up the forum and I see there's a whole bunch of activity happening. That's super cool. So praise to you guys for that. And I'll pass to Grace if she hasn't gone yet.
Grace, just so you know, we're dishing praise, so feel free to praise anybody. They don't have to be in the call. Oh, She might be AFK. So let's pass it to Zeptimus.
Hello, guys. Yeah, thanks. I want to praise actually two people. Durgadas was giving a lot of great feedback on like a lot of calls, and I think he's doing an amazing job. And I also want to praise Evie because she's working a lot on the shadows, but she's doing an amazing work, and I want to praise her. And I'll pass it to Solcista.
Hey, so I need to praise Jack, right? So in TE philosophy, this person shared Clutch, the album, and I enjoyed it a lot. So thanks for that. And literally, the entrance right now is just classic. Perfect. So dishing praise for the energy, definitely. And then dishing praise for like really two people who made it super easy to come back on board. Jessica, for always being super understanding and patient with me. And I think that really helps a lot. And also Sean, it was super cool. I tried to catch up with, what was going on in the soft Gov. And literally I was looking for, hey, great info, value stocks, discussion, where is that? And literally the next answer was from Sean actually giving the minute of the video where that discussion was super helpful. So thanks a lot. This is the type of curation and caring we need to actually get people on board and help them stay on board and not get lost. Wonderful. Thank you. And I pass it to Spirit Foundation. Who is it?
Mr. Alex, are you there?
Alex.
You're on mute.
Yeah.
We're dishing praise.
We'll pass it to Tamara.
Cool. I think I'm also going to praise three people. I will second Mateo's praising of Sem, who is, we all know, like I know how hard it is to actually launch a test deployment, and kudos to all the work he's doing to get that done. I think Ivy also deserves praise because, like Septimus said, there's a lot of behind the works stuff that we're not seeing. So just to recognize that that's happening, even though we're not aware of it. And last, as well, Jessica, just because her calm manner is something that I think brings us grounding every day. So thank you for that. And I'll pass to Fabi.
Hey everyone. Well, this week I wanted to praise Marco. I don't know if he's here. I've been working with him on the UA library. He was always open to some suggestions and on helping me with some designing things. So yeah, for Marco is this praise. And I just jumped into the call. I don't know who's missing.
Let's pass it to Craig. Craig? Okay. How about Dan?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna praise Tamara. She's really all great. So that was great.
Oh, Dan, man, we can't really hear you. Can you get the mic closer? Here, I'll let you try some stuff, and we'll pass it to. Oh no, way better. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why this microphone hates Discord for some reason. I just want to praise Tamara for helping me upgrade my game this week, mainly. And Griff for guiding me through a forest of spreadsheets. Like, well, not a forest, like the Amazon of spreadsheets. So yeah, that, and I'll pass it to Wiki because he's got another cat.
Wiki, are you there? Man, we're having some bad luck with this. Well, let's pass it to Jeff.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of invisible labor, I want to. Oh, sorry. There's two Jeffs.
Two Jeffs.
Go ahead, Jeff.
No, that's all right, Jeff. Please, you go, buddy.
All right, Jeff 1. I wanted to praise Grace Rachmani, who I don't know if many people are aware of what she's been up to the past couple of months, but she's been traveling around to a whole bunch of different eco-villages and looking at the cultural tendencies that require kind of these cooperative ecosystems to form. So I'm really excited for Grace to share some of her learnings at some point with this community. And I just wanted to praise all of that invisible work going into understanding the culture of these kind of ecosystems as they play out in the real world. And I will pass it to Jeff.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Jeff. It's always confusing having multiple Jeffs, but it's awesome. This week, I'd like to hand out praise to Jeff and Jess, just all the help with helping out with the Conflicts Partnership, and really looking forward to kind of hopping into a lot of the technical details next week with Sam. So that's awesome, and I'm not sure who's a part of this initiative on this call, but also like to hand out praise. Also like to CAD EDU and also the Ocean Partnership this week, which is announced, which is really cool. Really pumped to see that off of the ground. I'm not sure who hasn't gone, so who's the probably pass it to Griff, and then yeah, cool.
I can pass the rest because it's starting to get crazy.
Yeah, cheers.
24 Nico, are you? I'm just going to go down the list and hopefully catch everyone.
For sure. Cool. So I just want to give some praise to Sebnum. Some cool CAD study group sessions every Friday. I also want to give some praise to Santiago because he did a great presentation the other day, and yeah, I like his enthusiasm too. So anyway, cool.
Nice. Let's see if Craig's around. Craig? Yes.
Am I here?
You are.
Amazing. Yeah, addition praise. People who have helped me in the onboarding working group, Jess, Griff, Livy, Eduardo, Dan, etc. I mean, so many people. I'll stop there and give it back to somebody who knows who's left.
Oh, I'll take it. Let's go with Durgadas.
I'd like to just praise to all the folks involved in the Gravity Group and Sebnum in particular. And thanks again to Sean for bringing me into this wonderful group. I'll hand it back.
Nice. And Franny, do you have any praise that you'd like to dish? It can be to anyone, by the way. Franny?
He's a friend of mine. I just told him to join the call. So I would like to dish praise to him for joining. He doesn't know much everything yet, but I think he will love it. He can, I don't know, he will see how it works. And I would also like to dish praise to Mateo. Sorry, to Juan Carlos. Not Mateo today, because all the work he has been doing with the gravity channel. I think it's a really good idea, and I've seen him working a lot there. So yes, that's the praise for today. You continue.
Yeah, Grace.
Wow, I've been so out of it. I have no idea what you guys are all doing. I dish you all praise for being here and having obviously a growing enthusiasm. I can't believe how many people are on this call. You all rock.
Oh, thanks, Grace. And we'll pass it to Jess.
Yay! I have so many people I want to dish praise to. Sean I'll triple praise him for the TEC lab. That was awesome. Even somebody like me who is never thought I could code, you make me feel awesome, even though I'm just copying and pasting what you tell me. But thank you so much for that initiative. It's so much energy for you to put into it, and it's very needed in this ecosystem to shepherd all the little baby coders. You're awesome. And then Zeptimus continuing. I mean, I just think about him every day. Like, he's just recording all of our calls, and the YouTube is amazing. I have never seen such an organized YouTube, and that we have documented everything. Praise for Tamara for continuing to hold our hand through feeling more zen with Zen Hub. And Craig for just giving it his best despite technical issues. To Jeff Emmett for publishing an academic paper and that grueling task where they keep having to revise. Oh, there was somebody, Durgadas. Yes, I really wanted to praise Durgadas too. He had like so much energy and really like coming in full power to help and support. So I will pass now to my friend Alex with Spirit Foundation, who's going to present at the end of this call and has a beautiful mission. Alex, we start our meetings with dishing praise if you want to dish praise to anybody. And I think your audio is working now, you said.
Yeah, thanks, Jessica. You guys can hear me? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'd like to dish praise to Sean and Blair for coming to the Indigenomics conference this week. We had a great time discussing the Indigenous economy, looking at ways that blockchain can help, and just kind of learning all these beautiful stories of struggle and triumph as well. And I'd like to dish praise as well to Jessica. We had a great call, great connecting with you, and really just all of you guys. Love what you guys are up to. It's very inspiring, and our whole team is looking to implement a lot of the great work you guys are doing. So keep it up. You guys are awesome.
Nice. And we'll pass it to Wonka.
Hello, everyone. I want to praise Mateo and Sam today. Mateo, a really amazing person, and he's been working very hard. And Sam, what he's doing is very important for the organization, and also because he accepted on an invitation for giving a conference to our community in Colombia. So I'm very grateful for that, and I praise them because of that. And I will to I don't know who's missing, to Santi.
Santi already went. Let's pass it to Sam. Didn't you go, Santi? Yeah.
Thank you. Well, there is so much, I think, people to praise. I guess that I would like to praise Paolo this week because he has been doing a lot of work that maybe is not so much. He's not coming so much to calls, and he's not. You may not know him so much, but he's a beast in the code. He's a beast, and this week he has been doing a very good work on the hatch improvements. Unfortunately, we are not ready to show you this week the demo, but we are almost there. Yeah, I guess that I can pass it to Riff.
I can pass it. There's only a few people left. In fact, Wiki, How's your audio? Are you
It's good now. Yeah.
There we go.
I got the I got the unmuting working. Hi from New Zealand, so it's about 8 over here. It's my first call, so I just thought I'd say hello to everyone. I guess I'd like to dish praise to the CAD EDU team because I went through their course and it's quite pretty good. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was great. And Jeff, who is the CAD EDU team? Just so Ivy, who got some praise this time, can actually dish praise to them. Jonathan, who else? Uh-oh. We got a robot. maybe we'll let Jess talk for you. Jess, can you say the EDU team?
Yeah, Jonathan, what's his last name? Oh dear.
Gabler.
Jonathan Gabler, Ben Schultz, and Tyler Mace, Danilo Lessa, Dan Lessa. I think there's like 5 on the team. They're on the website if you get a chance. And they're going to be presenting hopefully next week. I invited Ben.
Nice. Okay, great. And then the last one, I think, is Franny. If you want to try to dish praise, you can.
He told me he was going home with the bike, so I don't think he can. But yeah, I'm glad he's hearing at least.
Thank you, Tonga. That's fantastic. Okay, so then let's get this party started. As usual, the agenda, I hope someone posted the agenda in the main channel. That's where we'll be working out of today. And it's great. It's a great spot to find a lot of links. So I highly recommend it. And let me try to get this to go live. And we have, first off, of course, join the TE Praise channel if you can. So it's really easy for us to dish you praise async. It's fun to praise synchronously, but we also praise all week. So if you join the TE/TE Praise channel, we can make sure that you get all the praise you can imagine. Also, we have this really cool Airtable where we're trying to track different facts about our community, like who speaks what language and these sorts of things. So please feel free to put some data in the Airtable. And of course, if you want to see this event on your calendar or all the events that the TE community has, add the TE community calendar to your event, to your Google Calendar. It's also worth mentioning that we have had a Zen Hub revolution. So if you want to see what the crazy things that are going on in this thing, and even look for some work to do, you can go to this Zen Hub board and see if you can find some like help wanted tags or for contributor tags, or even just if there's something that you see in there that catches your eye. Check it out, make a comment in there, and find some people that you want to work on it with. And of course, people who might be relevant to the issue. I'm going to skip the roadmap review today, just because it's really just the technical review. And now all of our roadmaps are starting to move to Zen Hub, and it just doesn't make sense to just give you the tech roadmap anymore. But I do want to reiterate the purpose of this call. We are not here to really discuss proposals or brainstorm improvements or even talk about forum posts so much. It's really here to collect any action steps that people can think of, and to show off the work that has been happening through the week. Give people a chance to give some general updates. And since I have the mic, I'm just going to keep it for this the tech spec working group. There are definitely a few big updates. The test hatch is still being worked on, and I'll pass the mic to Sam in a second to give us an update there. But the big news is that we're going to break into 2 working groups. The TEC parameters working group, whose goal is to educate everyone about the parameter choices that we have to make as a community to avoid making SEM have to decide all these things, and hopefully be the first non-technocratic crypto economy out there. And then the Garden Swarm, who is the technocracy, but the benevolent technocracy, that make all the magic happen on the tech side of things. And then I'll pass it to Jake actually to talk about the hatch parameter call. Oh, you're muted, Jake.
Okay, yeah, functioning, thank you. Check 1, 2. Yeah, hatch params call tomorrow, which 15 CET time for most of you. We're gonna break down all the params. We would really like and appreciate everyone and anyone that wants to show up and be a part of this to get more discussion going on all of this. The basic params with the hatch, the minimum and maximum goals, the things we need to decide, our hatch return, and then also with the impact hours. We also want to get more into just all of it. And then the tribute, we need to discuss that as well, even to the vesting cliff and whatnot. And we also want to break down the dandelion and all the parameters for that and go through it. And we want to make this into something we can possibly do 2 times a week. We'd really like that. That we could get this open and talking about, and then getting more of these actually done and in the forum. And that way we can get this done and we can actually get a full rehearsal in, and then we can move forward with an actual filling out the spec, because that's important too, getting further along. And this is where we start. But this will be up. I'll get this out so you can see this doc, and then we're going to have the call tomorrow and go from there. We'd also, I'm just going to throw this out there too, something to think about. We were going to have a weekend throwdown about these forums. And if you want to jump in on that, I'd rather talk about it now, because so you got something fresh in your head about Saturday or Sunday and a time that may or may not work. I'd rather talk about it now. I didn't hear who's talking.
I hope that my internet's working.
I didn't hear who's talking.
I think I keep interrupting you because I think my internet's going down on me. But I do want to keep this show on the road anyway. So can everyone hear me? Can I get some thumbs up? Okay, cool. So the other things I want to mention really quickly is that we do have 3 other demos that are live right now. We have the TEC Test Dandelion voting app. This is what will control our DAO. This is really like God mode for the TEC, and each of you are deities. So, or every token holder is a deity. So it would be really fun to see some more votes going up on this and see people playing with it. We also have the convert.tecommons.org, where you can actually start, where you can use real XDAI to buy and sell test TEC tokens. And all the funds that we end up in these demos will end up going to the funding pool of the TEC. So don't go too large unless you want to make a donation. And the other thing is the conviction voting. So if you have some cool, if you want to practice making a proposal for the TEC, you can do it at gov.tecommons.org. It's live, it's a test, but it's really fun to play with. So you can try those all out. And then I want to pass it to Sem to give a quick update on the hatch, the new rehearsal or the demo.
Hello. Well, the idea in which we are working right now is to be able to have a new hatch. Do you remember the first demo that was that Aragon application in which we were using TDAI in order to contribute and get tested? We are going to do that again, but with all the new features. It is not ready yet. It is taking longer than expected. But I would like to reiterate the need of coming to the parameters meetings that Jake is going to run, because as Griff said, Garden Swarm may be a technocracy, but we don't want to be that. What we want is that everyone in the community understands what we are doing, and come to those calls, we are going to explain very well which is each parameter, and we will decide together. This is why we are splitting the groups in two. We have a technical focused group, which is building, but we have another group that has its own calls that is going to be discussing the parameters. And we are not going to do a lot of calls. I think that with 3 or 4 calls, we will be set up. So please come. Tomorrow is the first one, and we will be doing that during the following weeks. And you will learn a lot about what the conviction voting parameters are and how it works at the end. So it's very important that we have a lot of people coming and understanding what we are doing. And I think that it's
Awesome. Then let's pass it to Jessica to talk about the comms working group.
Hey everybody, and just a quick note, we're still learning about the limitations of Discord, and I've been working with Tanner on that. Can everybody actually turn off their camera, and if you're talking, we can turn it on, because sadly we have a 25 limit. We think it's a hard limit related to video, but we're still figuring it out. So I'm gonna thank you so much. And yeah, usually we want people to turn on their camera. It's really nice to see everybody, but just in case anybody else wants to jump into this call while we figure out the limits, appreciate it very much. And you guys all rolling with that. There's lots going on in comms and across the board. So in case you don't know, comms working group meets every Tuesday at 9 a.m. PST, 6 p.m. CET. And the first thing I wanted to share was the latest news article. If you haven't had a chance to read it, we do these bi-weekly. It's basically everything you need to know that's going on in 5 minutes, 5-minute read. So this week we talked about the launch vote results. We held a vote. In case you don't know, we changed up our plan for the hatch in order to have more legal protections. Everybody voted yes, except for me, I blocked it. But anyway, we had some really great dialogue coming up around kind of pros and cons and how we want this process to go and how it affects people, because we're all co-vesting together. So when we talk about hatch params, it's really important. Most economies, you don't have a choice, but here you actually have a choice and a say, and it affects everything, how much we want to kind of pay as a tribute and tax to our funding pool, and that affects, the return on the token and this sort of thing. So we focused a little bit on a few of the discussions happening in the forum about these different parameters and how they could affect your co-investment. And then also Livy did an awesome post, and she's been doing loads of research and bringing Ostrom's principles to DAOs, including our commons here. So she started with rule 1 and 2 about boundaries and rules. That's a really fantastic post. And then I'm still loving Sam's post on the spirit of the commons, and talking about how hopefully one day water and trees will have these commons, protecting them and stewarding them as if they were, personhood, having like personhood or something. And then I started a little thing jamming in the name of the commons, and people have added playlists to work to. And then we have our impact hour leaderboard showing you, yes, you're actually earning rewards for your very valued contributions and what that looks like. The list is getting so long now. We have 169 active contributors, which is absolutely incredible. So thank you to everybody for your contributions there. The next topic, oh no, I was supposed to ping Chris to present. Let me ping him real quick. Chris is working on, we're going to have a new Discord for the TEC. It's a lot of work, as you can see in this GitHub issue. So Chris will be with us in a minute to present that because it's getting so overloaded in TE because we have so much going on. So we're going to have a new TEC Discord a couple of weeks before the hatch. So did he join here? Okay, he didn't join yet. He's
That's
coming.
okay. Oh, he's coming.
Yeah, I'll keep going.
He might be blocked from coming in. Once he gets in, we can Once
Well,
he
let me
comes
know.
in, we can pass it to him and we can go back. Oh, he's
Okay.
in. He's in.
Hey, Chris. I'm sorry. I forgot to ping you sooner. If you want to share your screen and present what you've been working on in Discord, Chris is working on some super cool stuff for us for
And
the next iteration.
I should say we only have about 18 minutes and a few other working groups, so
Total.
definitely keep it short.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good. All right, so can you guys see my screen now? So I've been working on both the common stack and I've started mirroring kind of similar processes for the the new TEC server. Basically, what I have been working on, I'll show you what I've been doing in the common stack server because it's built out a little bit more, but it will be very similar in the TEC as well. So I've basically built an onboarding flow that should work well to automate people when they come in. I'll show you it from a new member's point of view. So basically, they first asks you the only channel you have access to is the Hello World. Asks you what language you're comfortable with. I've only laid out the English channel, but it ideally would work for all of them. As you react through here, it gives you new roles. So now I've added English as a role, which gives me access to another server. And this just asks about kind of different things that they're interested in contributing. So maybe they're interested in educational tools and research. Maybe they're just here to check out the community. So each of these reactions adds a role, which will help us interact better with new people coming into the server. And then once they're able to, once they're done, they react to this last one, and it should give access to the rest of the server rooms. So then you can basically just minimize the onboarding flow and interact with the rest of the server. There'll be, for example, setting your ETH address, the praise bot, as well as a couple of token permission channels, which in the TEC would be the TEC token holders and information about the hatch. But yeah, basically building out this this flow, and really interested to kind of automate things that that can make things easier for us to integrate people into the community and really get them involved and up and running as quickly as possible. So I'm really interested to hear other folks' thoughts, the features that you might find interesting, things that you're wanting to see that we currently do. All those kinds of feedback would be really, really helpful. And yeah, I'm just really interested in making this a really functional space for everyone, and really something that someone can come into and really get a feel for how they can contribute and get involved quite easily. So that's kind of the goals for the new server. But yeah, happy to answer questions or just pass to the next group.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chris. We have a work session tomorrow. If anyone wants to join or has feedback about how we might like to set up that, then reach out to me. I know we're tight on time. So last couple of things. Oops. If you didn't join Praise Giving, there's a video of it. It's really funny. Have a look, retweet. And then the main thing is Gitcoin grants. We are starting to push these out to our community. Even one die goes a long way. It's quadratic matching, pretty rad, supports the community. And it's up to you all how we spend this money. So any contributions we get, we'll hold a vote. We can put it in our funding pool is probably a good place for it. But that will be open for voting how we spend the Gitcoin grant. Common Stack, of course, has a Panvala League. We'll be sending messages about that soon. And the last thing was Pictosis. I wanted to give a shout out for their Gitcoin grant as well. Tanner has a really cool NFT project and has put up a Gitcoin grant, which we'll be adding to our cart. If anybody's got a Gitcoin grant for a project they're working on, feel free to ping me with it and we'll try to get it added to our cart. So I know we've got lots of groups to go. Thanks so much. Follow, like, subscribe the channels to support and join us on Tuesdays for Working Group Comms. SoftGov with Livy is next.
Thanks, Jess. I'll keep very brief. So in SoftGov, for who doesn't know, we've been implementing the 8 Ostrom principles into our culture. And the process of doing that has been mostly having these weekly meetings to have a discussion, gather some data. And then usually I put this data into the forum. We can mature that discussion there. And then each one of them will become a proposal for the community to vote on. And meanwhile, we're understanding how to implement these improvements in our daily culture. So we also have a book club now that we're reading, Governing the Commons, and it's been really interesting because so much of what we're doing in practice has a theory backing to it. So we've been able to see the theory and the practice happening at the same time and implementing some of that knowledge into our community. So the book club happens every Tuesday at 8 p.m. CET. You can find the link to join in the agenda notes. And one more thing is that 2 weeks ago we discussed decision-making process. So we used to have in the beginning of the cultural build an advice process that we were using, and we stopped using that for a little bit because not so many decisions were being made during the working groups, but now we're getting to that moment again. So we had this discussion about decision making. I'm finishing a forum post about it, and soon, hopefully tomorrow, we'll put that for voting so we can understand if we want to continue with the decision, with the advice process or not. I do think it's very helpful, and there will be more explanation in the forum. So please keep an eye when I share that. You guys can jump in. And I want to pass first to Sean and then after to Santi. Sean is going to talk about the TEC lab. That is an amazing initiative that has been going on. And then after Santi will talk about the Sourcecred implementation that will add to our reward system. We currently use praise, and then we're going to use praise combined with the Sourcecred that Santi and Mateo are working on. So Sean, I'll pass to you.
Really cool stuff, Livy. Thank you. So I'm just going to take a minute here. We're going to do a mini lab for 1 minute. And I want to invite everyone to join the labs on Fridays, 8 a.m. PST, 5 p.m. CET. And the point is to have a fun, open workspace where everyone can come together and play with the tools. Whatever those tools may be. Right now we're focusing on prerequisites to token engineering like Python and pandas for data science. But Griff mentioned earlier that there's 3 demos live right now. So I think a really good lab session would be like we could go through all those demos together and everyone could practice making a proposal and things like that. So I want to get you in the mindset of these labs that it's really a space to play with any sort of tools, and we can all help each other learn and grow. So no matter what your background or your skill level, we can all come together. So I just want to, how to get started with this. I want everyone to be super comfortable jumping into the GitHub. So TE Commons, everyone should make this your homepage on your browser and go to coordination. This is where everything is happening. So if you want to know what's happening in the Commons, or if you're curious about a certain subject, for example, we can search for lab. Then we have this tech lab weekly sessions. So this is the homepage. One thing that we're still working on with GitHub is this is the template, but since Livy created this, I'm not able to go in and edit this. So that's one thing to be aware of for creating issues. But if you can make your way to this issue here, then there's you can jump to the spreadsheet. And so we're going to set up all the labs for every Friday over the next 3 or 4 months. And right now we're doing this Python data science introduction, and we're going to run that for a little bit. We can do a series on the new CAD course. So I'm going to be coordinating with Jeff to get that lined up. And then, like I said, demos on any of the tools that we're launching, I think would be really important to have that lab space to play around with together. So I want to lead everyone to this. One other thing, definitely check out the forums. This is my forum post here. And if you follow the bottom link here, you come to I put together a Jupyter notebook that allows you to explore impact hours. So this is really cool. We could compare this with the leaderboard that Jess just showed off. And it's just based on how many total hours everyone puts together. It changes our payment. So for example, if we all put in 10,000 hours together, and the minimum raise is 250,000 DAI up to 100 million DAI. So if we all raised, for example, 2 million DAI together, it would be a 30 DAI per hour payment. So you can start to calculate how much you've earned from the leaderboard. This is based on the test hatch that we've done so far. So I know I'll pass it on from there. I hope I've inspired everyone to come to the labs on Fridays. Thanks, Livy.
Thanks so much. Now, Santi, maybe you can go like really quick because we're running out of time.
Sure. We are starting to work with Sourcecred, and we need some of you to jump in and give us your GitHub, your forum account, and your Discord account. There is a link on the agenda on the self-governance where you can click. It leads to the forum post where there's another link leading you to a spreadsheet where you can post your handles. We need those to consolidate on single accounts from all the different places the information is fetched. And once we start testing, we'll be able to start playing with parameters. So I encourage you to just get there and give us your handles so we can start getting information from Sourcecred. Thank you, Olivia.
Thanks so much. I think you can continue, Santi, with legal.
Okay, legal, we meet Fridays right after the new working group, parameters working group is going to take place. So it's at 4 o'clock p.m. Central European time, right after Jake's group. And we encourage you to join us. We've been working in the past weeks discussing and brainstorming all legal opportunities that we think are interesting from other DAOs that are taking place. This week, we're going to be focusing in discussing a diagram showing how the hatching DAO is going to be configured and all the parameters that can be set, which will be really nice to do after the parameters work group session. We are also going to be taking a look at terms and condition documents we have from Aragon DAO to try to see what is interesting for us to take care of when we start getting projects and funding projects and getting proposals from those projects. And we will also update you on what's been going on with the European research group that we had a call with Julio last week. So yeah, just join us. We'd love to see some of you there and be able to discuss all legal issues with you guys. Also, if you want to take a look at ZenHub or GitHub to see what we are working on and join or put your contribution there, we'll really appreciate it. And I'll pass it to Juan Carlos.
Gracias, Santi. Well, in the gravity conflict management working, we are trying to propose a group of humans to help on our human disputes. And the idea is to have a communication, an open communication on what is conflict management and how are we going to address the conflicts in our organization. So here the communication is key, and we want to promote a nonviolent. We want everyone to feel that they are good and they are included and that they are respected. So also one of our first inputs is a type form that you can fill if you think that there's something you want to report or to say. But the idea is not just to have something to address issues when they arrive, It also has a very preventive scope, and so that we can manage internally our human issues as a very fraternal community, and with a lot of respect and with agreements. So that's it. You can jump to the call in Thursdays, 6 p.m. set, 2 hours before this call.
Perfect timing. Onboarding. Craig, are you there? I don't see him actually. What about Eduardo? No? Okay, well, I can take on onboarding. Let's see. So onboarding is focusing on onboarding proposals right now. So if you know anyone who wants to onboard a proposal, who wants to make a proposal to the TEC, feel free to make a message in the onboarding working group Discord. Also, Jessica just made an awesome forum post that talks about the the proposal framework that we use, which is basically a copy of OneHive. So you could even take it on yourself if you have a proposal. Like I could totally see Sean a proposal to continue the TE labs. That would be a really cool proposal, and it might be a small proposal. Of course, Shebnem on the book, Angela on the academy, and soon maybe we could even get a proposal from Spirit Foundation, and that would be super cool. Just from on the onboarding working group, we have weekly syncs on Wednesday at 6 p.m. On the Discord voice channel, and you can of course see that on the Google Calendar. It's on the TE group. This is the onboarding working group is going to have a lot of one-on-one talks with hatchers and proposals. So if that interests you, we'd love to bring you in because there's going to be a lot of work here pretty soon. So definitely join the onboarding working group if you can. And I will pass it to Spirit Foundation. You have a good 5 to 7 minutes to give us a pitch on what Spirit Foundation could do for the TE Commons, especially what the TE Commons, if you guys have any TE public goods oriented efforts that the TEC might want to fund. It'd be cool to hear your thoughts and ideas on it. Yeah, take it away, Alex.
Hey guys, can you see me?
It's still thinking about it. Oh, you can see it?
Yeah, Alex, and feel free to present screen. We can't see you. It says it's still loading, but if you want to share screen or...
You might try just hanging up and coming back, and that usually fixes really quick. The red button with the X and the call, that really, and then just come back, it fixes it 80% of the time. Welcome back, Alex.
Hey guys, sorry about that. Just go ahead with the voice then if it's not working. Yeah, it says its video chat is disabled for more than 25 users. It's all right. That's okay. Okay, guys. So yeah, it's great to be here. It's great to be talking with you guys today on behalf of Sean and Blair and everybody that's kind of helping out with the early work here at Spirit Foundation. We're really excited about what you guys are doing and excited to share kind of what we're implementing. So I guess I'll start off with kind of the basic idea and the necessity of using digital assets to help the Indigenous economy. So if a lot of you guys aren't familiar with what the Indigenous economy is, basically there are 380 million Indigenous peoples worldwide controlling 5% of the planet and 80% of its biodiversity. In many colonial nations like Canada and the United States, these peoples are living on what we would call reservations. This is basically territory that was set aside for them through the colonial expansion of the United States and Canada. So if you are an Indigenous person living on one of these many hundreds and hundreds of reservations across North America, you're unable to own your own land. You would have a house that's given to you, you live there, but you don't have title to that house. You can't borrow money on that house. And institutions can't seize that house if you, don't make a payment or something like that. So you basically aren't allowed to have property. So I have Indigenous heritage on my mother's side of the family, and then on my dad's side, he was a youth counselor for Indigenous people here. So I've always grown up knowing that First Nations are tremendously disadvantaged when it comes to basic economic activity, basic ways of building wealth that everyone else listening to this is kind of able to do. And so when my family started moving into real estate development, we saw it even more how bad the disparities were. You might be living in a reservation, and then on the other side of the street, there's a house for $1 million, but yet you're unable to access the value of your land. So basically, there's an economic blockade across the Americas, places like Australia, New Zealand as well, that's been affecting Indigenous peoples for hundreds and hundreds of years. So basically, at Spirit Foundation, what we're building now is we're building a decentralized exchange. Basically, it's a fork of Uniswap on an upgraded version of Solidity on Matic network, so for high throughput, low fees. And I think what could be really interesting to everyone listening on this call is this idea that we've kind of taken from the Common Stack, which is basically the idea of a shared pool of collateral. So instead of the fees from the exchange, there might be like a token burn or something you might see on something like Uniswap. We're taking a portion of the fees, putting it into this shared pool of collateral so that any Indigenous person can use this pool as collateral to get a loan. So when we start to see institutional use coming in the coming years, if a First Nations or Indigenous person walks into a bank, they're already de-risked if the bank is using the pool. So that's important for two reasons. Basically, it's an even playing field for all Indigenous people, number one. And number two, it goes around the issue of, will Indigenous peoples be able to use a wallet? Will they be able to send a transaction? What if they lose their keys? So it's basically kind of a fundamental building block of a fairer, more sustainable economy. So, it's if you have an economy, of this size that has no assets, it has no property, it has no financial system. This is a really big opportunity for crypto, blockchain, DeFi, whatever you want us to call it, to implement a brand new system to open up this economy to investment that's not extractive. So now if an Indigenous nation wants to do business, a mining company might come in and say, basically, we'll put this mine in, we'll destroy the environment, take it or leave it. Your people are starving, you're in poverty. What are you going to do? There's no level playing field.
So Alex, I'll give you like 20 seconds to say a last statement, but then it's top of the hour. So
Sure, absolutely. Well, yeah, I would just like to say that, I hope the work that we're doing here with Spirit can be useful to all of you. And we really look forward to seeing what you guys are up to and implementing those things as we move forward as well.
Thank you so much, Alex. And really exciting to see, hopefully the TEC can support a really awesome TE project for good.
And come join the Discord server. We do hack sessions every Wednesday. I'll share a link in the general channel here.
Oh, please do. Well, thank you guys, and thank you for your time. We will figure out this Discord voice channel eventually, and make sure we can have videos and everything. But thank you all. Great call, and we'll see you next week.